I used to think, how do you take carbon frames on the trails? They're hitting sharp things, and it's just amazing. I mean, anything is going to dent, and it's just amazing. And I got my bikes taped up for a little bit of protection, at least some scratch protection. I put like Gorilla Tape on them in the cone, and I have like a Velcro strip of some kind of material that may help. I put in another key spot. What do we have here? So I came down to the left, and we're going to, no, I didn't come down, well, I don't know how I came down, but we're coming up this way. Did I come right down that rock before? I might have gone right down that damn rock. I think I did. There's the ledge that we walked out on and took the great picture. And these rocks were looking tricky when I saw them in the other direction. Then when I got on them, they didn't seem too bad. Let's see how they are this way. No, they're not bad at all this way. But all this was tricky in the beginning. And stuff like that. It was all very tricky. BTCNJ riders, yes. Once my gravel bike comes, I'm going to do some part gravel, part trail, but the kind of trail that, you know, some of you can do, and some of you may, you know, just have to walk a little section. But if I ride with you a few times, I'll be able to see what you're capable of, and maybe you just need a couple suggestions on what you can do, where you're struggling, and then you can do better, because all of you are pretty good riders. I mean, pedaling ability, you're all good. And all the ones I knew, young and old. Everybody's old in the club though. Above 40, right? Everybody's above 40. I think I was 36 when I started with the club. Was it 36? I think so. Look at that deer, so close. Hello there. I'm just riding my bicycle today. Look how tiny he is. Doesn't know what to do or to be afraid of me. Hi, I'm just riding my bicycle. I'm just riding my bicycle today. Yeah. I'm just riding my bicycle. What are you doing? Are you eating? Are you eating today? I'm just riding my bicycle. Yeah, I'm just going for a bicycle ride. He was losing patience, I think he realized I wasn't going to bother him, and he wanted to go back to eating. That's how he was looking. As he was munching on his jaws. All right, Rob, save you there. And we got some stuff coming. When you're descending, make sure you're pushing forward on the bars. Keep your weight back, keep the front wheel light as you're hitting things. Get off the seat. There's a couple descending spots, I think, going back. With descend, like I said, descending, I sucked at. I was just afraid. And I explain it as like a bouncing. As you just keep bouncing on stuff, being joggled sideways in all directions, and you're like pumping, bouncing off the ground like a ball. But if you can balance when you do that, and when you come back down, you get your balance, it's just like what happens. I never surfed or skateboarded. I think when you learn to do that, that gives you, I think, that gives you, another sense of balance that I didn't have. I went to get on a little girl's scooter, with the hand, with the part that comes up in the front like we had when I was kids, and I couldn't balance. I went to stand on the platform, holding the bars in the front, and I couldn't balance. I was like, it took me a second. All right, so I said I was going to go down to that trail to the left. Let me just take a peek here and just see again. Short trail descent. So in a half a mile, you're descending, 440 feet. That's massively steep. So Skyline Drive is almost 1.5 miles, and that's like 500 feet. So if you're doing that in a third, that's too crazy steep. So we're going to leave that alone. That may be You know what? I'm gonna go down there and just take a peek at it. See, here comes that other side of me. I'm just gonna take a peek at what comes up. Now, if it was a and a mile is like, you know, 500 and some feet. So, but that's a mile. Let me just see what the heck it looks like when it starts to go down. See, that would, so I have to get over that rock, which I could, and skinny between that. Do I want to go down there? Maybe it's not as bad as it looks. Do I want to try going down this rock here? Maybe I'll skip that. I think I'm going to skip this rock here. And let me go see what's up here. Well, I could have came over here. No, because then when I come off of here, you need to come, well, you could go straight. We're just going to leave that alone for the time being. I know I could do that, but it would be on the cusp of my ability. Probably a little bit over my ability, at least the way I'm feeling right this second. All right. It's got to be like a crazy section up here that goes down. Yep, so that's where it's going to start to get real rocky and go down. We're going to leave that alone. It's almost like doable and rideable, but yep, I'm going to leave it alone. Yep, almost doable and almost rideable, at least what I could see there. Let's leave that alone. Maybe sometime when I'm on the Henry Hudson Drive, I'd like to see where exactly that is. Where is that spot? And there's no way to get up through this spot here because there was a rock I was, going off of. As soon as I come up right here, there's no way to get, there's just no way. Because you got to lose all your speed to make this turn. Then you got to get through here, and everything is hitting. And I know people can do it though. I know they can do it. These videos are long, right? I go end to end. I'll have to see what I want to. I'll have to see what I want to, put up on the video, or on YouTube. But this is the full ride. Do I remember this last time? Did I go down there when I was hiking? I don't think so. Nice day. Got a lot of bugs around here again in this one section. One section. It's more of the mosquito type bugs. Palisades Parkway. These are gnats, these mosquitoes. I don't think they're mosquitoes, they're more like gnats. It's crazy. My first year, I never wore any bug spray. I say that in my videos. Never wore any bug spray my first, summer of 2000. But when you gotta stop and figure out where you're at because you're lost and the bugs are eating you alive, that's not fun. These bugs are crazy. This flap on the helmet is amazing though. So what do we have up here? What do we have up here? I'm trying to ward off these. So this is the part I came up. just the part that went to the right, right in here, that I came up through here, and I went right, I don't know if I went right through that, but I might have went to the side of it. And right up here is where that loose, this is where I slipped off to the side, and we got loose camber right here. My foot just popped out a second, but we're gonna leave that the way it is. And then look at that monster. There's just no friggin' way. Look at that. Look at that. That's got to be 50% grade. There's just no friggin' way. I mean, yeah. Well, as I think about it, it's almost like I could have gone further. Let me go back and just go a little bit further. If I could get to that plank, if I can get to that plank, I may have a shot. But that's like gotta be friggin' 40%. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. I think that spot right by the plank is just gonna be too steep, like for traction. I think it's just gonna be too steep for traction right there. I think that. Yeah, if it wasn't right there for that traction, I would have had that sucker. If it wasn't that traction right there, I'm gonna try that one more time. And is there, like this junk in the road, it's not gonna make a difference. Is this stuff gonna make a difference? I don't think so. Let me just get this over to the side. If I could get up this fucker, yes, I'm cursing. Way back here where I get my foot in. It's just that traction spot. Look at the grade on that mother. Look at that. And then I got that beam at the top there. I just don't think, let's just go. Get my foot in. With the smallest gear, I'm getting my chin down, getting ready to start putting the power down. Gonna keep it all forward. Oh my Lord! Look how far I got. Look how far I got, but there's all these rocks right in the way. Crazy, crazy. If I got here, there is no way there is no way would have stopped me from getting up that sucker. Look at this. You have no perception of that. I almost want to go back and do it again, but no, that's okay. But that's a doable climb for me, yes. I bet you when some of the erosion, when some of the like looseness just gets pushed away from people walking or whatever, that will change that. Because it was just the traction, and then the 5-inch rocks sitting in front of your wheel when you're on 45% grade. Literally, that's what kind of grade we're talking about. And I'm laying over the front of the handlebars, otherwise the wheel's coming off the ground. Right? You're laying over the front of the handlebars and you're pulling as hard as you can at the same time and pushing with the legs. Crazy. Can't believe I almost made that sucker. So if I ever do this trail again, like that becomes that guy inside of me. That'll give me anxiety, Rob. Okay, you want to try and make that hill you didn't make last time. You know, if you don't make it, you suck. And so do you really want to do that park? I mean, not that that's what goes on, I'm exaggerating. But so next time I come back, I'll be thinking about that hill. All right, so I think I made it up all this stuff here. Let's see what's up here. Keep my feet back. My hands right. So this is going to be real tricky up here. I don't think I made it up the climb here. That's real tricky. I'm off the back of the seat. This is my gigantic drop. This is crazy here. Holy shit. No way that's a 1,000th of a view of what was really happening. That was insane. insane. But I reminded myself to keep my hands pushing on the bars. Remember, I don't have a dropper post, George. I'm doing that with my seat raised completely. And you just forget about, you know, the fact that a dropper post, what position it would put you in. You just kind of forget that that's even an option and you don't think about it. All right, so let's make sure there's no rods sticking out on here. Trying the middle plank, we're doing good. All right. Okay, so we definitely walked up that sucker. So this is what mountain biking is all about, at least when you mountain bike with me. Look at this grade up here. This looks crazy too now. Looks real crazy. This is insanely loose. I think it's just gonna be too goddamn loose to get up here. Let's get up here. Get myself forward. I fell forward. Holy shit. Keep the bike forward. Yeah, there's no way from here. There's no way here, but look at that sucker. Look at that. Look at it. Yeah, there's no way here. This went too much. A different tiring than just pedaling a bicycle. Quick camera wipe. Get away from these mosquitoes. Awesome. That was an awesome climb. And I know friends who would make that too. Just that top part, for as loose as it was, and there was like that one spot. I'm getting my breath because there's more coming. Get my breath a little here. Got my low gear. This isn't too bad. Look how close the highway is right there. There it is. All right. Yes, how often do I say all right? All right. Yes, correct. In other words, what do we have next? All right, I'm ready. Like, what do we have? Okay, bring it on. George, I think you're funny in your videos because you're kind of quiet. You just shake your head insistent. Here, I'm all friggin' vocal and yelling, and I can only imagine how that sounds to people, but your videos are just funny. I guess I know you a little bit, but they're just comical to me. They really are. You don't have to say anything. It's like a Laurel and Hardy silent, like a silent cartoon. That's kind of what it is. I can just see your expressions, and I can hear you're mumbling. You're kind of mumbling. and I'm just laughing. All right, so we got the brakes ready. I don't know what's up here. I think I made this climb. All right, so we got this here. Get around this. These are some loose rocks. Keep my weight back. Weight back. There we go. A little weight on the pedals. I forgot about that. Keep some feet on the pedals. Heavy feet, light hands. Heavy feet, light hands. So when you start getting in trouble, think about putting some pressure on your feet if they're in the 3 and 9 o'clock position. And if you're going downhill, you don't want to, take any pressure off your hands, pushing forward. But you want to apply some pressure to the feet. And in other circumstances, let me take a drink here. GoPro, stop recording. In other circumstances, you want to have light hands and put pressure on the feet. All right, so we have a massive climb, it looks like right here. Let's see what's up there. Get my foot in the damn pedal. Search for my lowest gear. So I gotta get through this. Oh, maybe it's not so bad. No, it just looked bad. So I gotta get through this mud spot here without falling. Up there we go. Real slow pedal here. I know this looked, somehow it just looked like a wall back there. It is. Just a 15% grade. That's just a 15%er. Yeah, when I say 40%, I'm not kidding. And 45%, we're not kidding. You know, they're not going for 1/4 miles or anything, and we have different gearing, but crazy what you're doing here. You're on the side of, you're going up sides of mountains, you know, that the road bike is traversing, you know, on roads, because, you know, cars just don't go up things like that. Trails take kind of a beeline sometimes, and a lot of times they, you know, they S-turn back and forth around it, right? When it gets too crazy, you know, it's going to be real long. Those are fun trails. You get all the S-turns, you're climbing. We had a couple baby ones like that on the McDade Trail. So now we're back to this. So I'm just going to ride down here. You got to be careful. I got to go up those stairs over there. Hey, everything okay?
Yeah.
All right, so the Rockefeller Lookout is 1.6 miles. Dykeman Hill Trail 2.7, and Fort Lee Historic Park is 5.1. So I don't know what's what. Well, I know they're all, so I guess there's sections of long paths. So look what I got to climb up here. So we're going to keep this, so I'm going to put this over my shoulder, like George does. And I need the banister. All right, with the banister, even without the banister, because the banister just helps you. Yeah. Walk for a second, stretch out up here. Yeah. Camera wipe again. So, look like back there, those are sections. Those are sections of this, the long path trail, right? So all the long path are green. Dykeman, all those things. I think of the Dykeman Road. Car broke down there. This stuff, I'm just going to go through here. I'm pretty sure I made all this climbing coming out. Yep, I would have made this for sure coming out. But look at it. Again, in the video you can't see, especially when I'm leaning over. I'm taking away, you know, the elevation, at least the perception of it. All right, so what are we doing up here? This is really loose. A bunch of junk in the road. Look at all the garbage. Let's stay up wide here. Yeah. Go over the roots here. There we go. That was just what I call really busy section. It's real busy. It makes you kind of fret a little bit. You just kind of look your way through. And it's not too bad. Just there's a whole lot of things going on there. Loose everything, all kinds of things in the road. Can you see ahead up there? So we have downhill. So I'm sure I made it up all this stuff. I'm just trying to get it down here, balancing through here. All right, so this, we want to make sure we don't want to hit. I'm just not going to go. See those nails sticking out right there? Can you see them? I came over that before. I don't want to just risk. I mean, I was a little bit foolish before. It's foolish, I guess that's the proper word. I just don't want to I was just trying to clean it. I was trying to get through that without putting my feet down. And I guess I was okay. I think the tire is okay. I have sealant in my tires. So a little hole, a little puncture will be okay. See, this would have scared the crap out of me. Like riding over this here. Here I am, I'm picking one side. I'm picking one side to ride on to make it harder. But that would scare the crap out of me falling off. But there wasn't a lot of, it wasn't high if you fell. You're not going to get hurt. I mean, you could sprain your ankle, and you could break a leg. You know, you could fall awkward. It's crazy out here. It's deadly, I tell people. Mountain biking is deadly. Things that could happen. I don't advise riding alone. You're just going to leave me out of that topic because that's what I do. I don't advise it for anybody. All right, so got the brakes ready. The feet are heavy. The feet are heavy. Pushing forward, trying to use my front brake because the rear is just slipping off the ground. There we go. If I can keep myself from gaining too much speed, and I just let it go here so I can roll up this hill. Sometimes I start into those downhills with too much speed, and then I can't get myself to slow down enough, and I'm like a little bit out of control. So there's going to be a root here. I'm going to lean back real hard, lean back, and the front wheel comes off the ground, and you just then the root. Then you're over the root because you lean back and you made the front wheel go up in the air. It went just over the root. That's how you want to do it. It makes it so much enjoyable. It's not bumpy. You clean and clear things. All right, so what do we have here? I can't see this here. This is the spot I had trouble coming up. Just gonna hang on tight. Yeah, that was a tricky spot. Did I get up that before? I think I did. And this spot here, I'm just going right off the rocks like this. I pulled the front one up in the air because I was going down on that skinny, pointy one, and I just leaned back as I was leaning forward. And I was able to just pull it up in the air. I don't think this is even rideable through here. Yeah, I don't think this is rideable. Nope. This isn't rideable in here. The rocks are too big. Or is it? See, with this bike, my cranks, we're just going to pass up this one. Because when you got here, you could have gone to the left. But this is here. Look how high. I have to step up. My knee comes to my chest. I have to step up so high. But, you know, people can get up that. On my other bike, I think I would have a shot at it. And up here, yes, we'll just work our way around here. I know I came down all this before. Because all up in here is just tricky rideable. This is real tricky. Because you got to keep pulling the front wheel up and getting over these rocks. Right, they're not loose, right? We have loose rocks. And then we have rocks that are planted in the ground and they're big. You can get traction on them, but you got to get up and over them. They're not moving, so it's not slippery, but you got to get up and over them. And can I get back on right here and get started? Let's just see. I mean, this is even tricky, getting my foot in right here, which it isn't, and then trying to get up here. My foot's not in the pedal, it's halfway out. I can get it in, still halfway out. We'll leave it halfway out. We'll try and get it in here. There it is. Through here. Yeah. I don't know how I'm getting through here. We're going to try this here. This is crazy. That was crazy what I just did there. Still is. That was crazy balance. Crazy balance, George. Those rocks were throwing my bike sideways, and I had to keep positioning that front wheel to go between every rock coming at me as I kept getting pointed away from where I was trying to go. Let's do a little view here. Another little view here, coming back. This a little rock. Oh, geez, gotta be careful, don't fall off here. Oh boy. Let's just stand right here. Get down here, don't want to fall. There's that view. Let's turn around to my left. Well, that view is nothing, but I like the tree in the picture. So we have a tree and a rock here. Let me stand up a little bit higher. Right here, kind of a great camera shot for me. Let's see in that direction from up here. But it's down there that's awesome to me. So down there, the friggin' Henry Hudson Drive is down there. And where the heck is it? I'm getting way up here now. This is spooky. Way up here on the edge of the rock cliff. That's the Henry Hudson Drive. Get my afraid of heights up here. And down along the water, there's somewhat of a trail where you're walking close to the water. Awesome. You can see the GW Bridge down there a little ways. All right. That was worth the stop. Another camera wipe. Quick drink of water. Another drink of water. Have a little one there. Those are large. Those are like large drinks of water. It's like 10 ounces. Like 10-ounce gulps, right? 10-ounce gulps, really. I'm not drinking enough, but that's okay. I'm not drinking as often. All right, so here we go. 10 miles, 2.38 elapsed time, minutes, 2 hours and 38 minutes. So that means I'm going to need a battery change soon. Let me just make sure the camera is working. Yep, it's on. I'm going to listen for the battery change because, well, I changed it a little bit before the last one, so I know it's on its way to be needing another battery, give a third battery. So do I have to go through a second parking lot? I forget what's up here now. Am I going through a second, like, you know, scenic, another lookout for the off the highway? I think so. We did the one where the guys were who commented on my bike. I think there's one more up here. Never had a boat. I guess a jet ski. A jet ski is the closest thing to a boat, right? A nice jet ski. Nice, powerful, big jet ski. Handle the water, you know, nicely. I guess here I don't have to worry about the ocean, but it'd just be so cool. Even going down the Hackensack River and the Passaic. I know through all those inner towns, Passaic and Newark and Hack. It's still kind of cool for me. You know, that would be kind of cool. I know I can kayak down if I get a kayak. It's still interesting to go around through the Meadowlands, and that's the Hackensack River. It'd just be really cool for me since I love the Meadowlands, bicycling over there. Taking my time. You see there's no effort in the pedals here. I'm just enjoying myself. Enough effort so I can get up the hills and pedal, but through all these sections, just taking it easy. Most people are out there riding real fast. George, you know, keep talking about George. He'll do any speed I want to do. He's happy with all this too. Now when I got on the road bike yesterday, first time with George, we hit some spots that I used to ride on, and I kind of went into autopilot, pushing the pedals a little bit. I remember Chet White did that, you know, a friend from the bicycle club. he used to get on a certain road where they used to ride like on Tuesday nights, and he goes into autopilot, into like, you know, high power pedaling. So Chet, you went back into Tuesday night mode from years ago. That was, I fought my way out of that sucker. That, you have no idea what was down there, what I had to do, no clue. So I started to do that with George yesterday, and I was feeling decent because my back wasn't hurting, and that's like so unusual. I should have felt awful after a 50-mile gravel ride the day before. Crazy. I'm not fit. I mean, I'm not in top condition. I have some fitness. You know, we're doing the gym, strengthening my back and just a little bit of my legs, you know, for my whole back issue. And maybe a little bit of strength on the mountain bike hills. But yeah, I should have felt awful, and I actually felt like I was having fun, and I was going at a decent speed, and I wasn't even trying. It's like, oh Lord, this is what most people feel on the bicycle. I was never uncomfortable. I was always uncomfortable in the saddle, you know, like irritation from the seat, always, no matter what seat or what clothing. If I lost a whole lot of weight, the seat seemed to be a little more comfortable. I know that had nothing to do with the weight on the seat because it's so minuscule, but you know, nothing about the bicycle. I sucked at it when I started 25 years ago. Horrible. I could stand and go decently for a very short distance. It's just that all the years of me working harder than most people, I could ride a little bit, and I just worked harder than most, you know? A lot of people have. I gotta stop and scratch my something. GoPro, stop recording. Like a scratch from, or itch from a bite, I think. So I always worked harder than everybody. Always, and it was never fun. I just did it because I got a little bit better. I wanted to ride more, all the things that happened. And I could never really, you know, I pushed myself my last year in 2019, but, you know, guys are out there guys and gals can push themselves all the time because they don't have to fight through the pain I did. You know, so my ability was limited, but I definitely came a long way. I mean, just wasn't a good cyclist. Sucked. But, you know, so it's kind of limited. And I would ride in just the club, so it wasn't the best riders around, you know, and the clubs you don't get the best riders, so, you know, I wasn't that great of a rider. Just that I would try harder, and I would do things that the better people wouldn't do. Like in some of the long distance races, I wouldn't stop to eat on spots, I'd gain ground. All right, what are we doing here? Quick battery swap. What do we have here? This looks awfully steep. Yeah, I'm not getting up this. Yeah, we're not getting up this here. This is just another one of those that are just this grade with the size of the rocks. Because the grade isn't too bad. It's just that the face of these rocks and the way they're positioned. If you get through here, just too much. But I know people are getting up it. I know people are getting up that stuff. Well, this isn't a mountain biking trail, remember? So people are walking on it. They're supposed to be hiking only, but that type of section, bikers can get up. Yeah, so my friends are really, really powerful riders. One little guy is pretty technical, Mr. Scott White. Yeah, he was probably the most technical rider I know, but the other riders are just powerhouses. And the stuff they can get up, more of a power thing. I think Scott was pretty technical. Even on some of the steep stuff, he really got up a couple things I couldn't. But he had good technique. I used to think it was just power. He definitely has some good technique. And he's like 125 pounds, but still in all, you gotta have some technique. So here's the big tree we have to get around. See if there's a better way. Is there a better way to my right here than to my left? Let's check that out to the right. I'm gonna turn the camera off for this. GoPro, stop recording. Just made my way through the woods. That's how I get ticks. And wearing my knee and shin guards really protect me squeezing through the brush. There's a lot of stickers in there, like thorns and rose bush sticker types. Alright, so let's get up through here. Got a little rock in front of this plank here. This can make it a little bit tricky. And we're going to use the left one right down the left side. Right down the left side. And we got a real steep climb right there in front of it. So let's get the right gearing. Get up this sucker here. When I get real low like that, my chest on near the front of the handlebars, you can't see in front of me because I'm bent over so far. I still keep thinking there was one more spot I had to go, where there was like a, the rest spot for people to look out. So you got to get up on top of this one here. That's truck. We're on top of it. There you go. Pick a side rod. You want to ride down the left side, right down there. That was cool. Do another outlook. Another outlook here. I think we did this one before. Do it again coming back. Beautiful view. All right, we think that's the Throgs Neck Bridge out there. And way down there somewhere is the Henry Hudson Drive. And the GW Bridge is getting close. We can't even see that. It's behind the trees on the right there. My shoulder on this tree. The bug really bit me. Let's continue on. Green Long Path Trail. No bicycles allowed. No bicycles allowed. And go right off the top of this rock. Carry my speed, lean back, here we go. Little climb here. It looks totally flat in the video, I'm sure. Good traction on that dirt, hard rocks in the ground. So it's not an end-to-end race. It's just trying to make it up every climb that comes at you. You can go as slow as you want between them. Get through every rock section, up or down, as slow as you want. But you want to keep your feet in the pedal. So what am I doing here? Going over here. Here we go. I saw the points of the other ones coming. I just said I'm going to go down there. And so I don't know what's here. So I'm going to go way up here. Way up here, I can kind of see it down there. Take lower gear from here. All tricky in there, all tricky. I got 14 pounds of pressure in my tire, which is what I tell people it's perfect for somebody my weight. It gives you extra absorption, shock-wise. And it allows you to get better traction because it spreads out. It spreads in the back when you're pedaling hard on a hill, and if it spreads the tread wider on the ground, Gives more tread on the ground, and you're going to get more traction. So that's the principle. Do I want to start monetizing my videos? I don't know about that stuff. I'm just having fun. I'd have to change a few things and, you know, probably introduce myself every time for people who are new. You know, I'm Rob. I mountain bike. You know, if you want to come along and see the sights in New Jersey, I do them all. I see them all. And this is tricky and cool through here. So I'm going down here. Keep my weight back. Yeah. Now I think I made it up that, right? But coming down sometimes is just as trickier. Yeah. That was tough. Another wooden slab here. Pop down this one. On another slab here. Couple rock rolls to get down this one. Then there's one right there that you didn't want to fall off. And then there's this here. There is no, I don't think nobody can get up this here. No mountain biker. Just impossible. So we'll let you come with me while we walk up it. Yep. Nobody can get up this. Just too impossible. Now, can a trials rider? I don't know if they could get on the rear wheel and hop through this stuff. It's a good question. What's that orangey gook down there? Let's not even put our tire in that. And this is the one I made down 3/4 of the way. Or did I make it all the way down? I think I made it down 3/4 and I stopped. I didn't want to take that extra chance. Yeah, because up in here was tricky. Look at this. This was tricky. And I didn't know what was up ahead. This is real tricky. Look at all the different directions these big rocks are. All different directions. And even up here. So not knowing what's ahead. And then you got to bail and get your feet out with the pedals in the last second, which I had to do. All right, so we'll just walk up here and we stretch another moment. Oops. And as far as what's up there, that looks awfully hairy. I don't know if I can get through that stuff either. But let's work on getting our feet back in the pedals first. All right, so yes. See, I came to a stop that right. I went straight at it and I didn't make the front light. And my hands were pushing so hard forward, it slightly sprained my shoulder. I mean, slightly. It pushed so hard on my shoulder, against my hands and arms. A slight sprain in my shoulder, but the important part is, it didn't push the bars out of my hands, like towards my face, where my hands would fly forward. That's how hard I hit that. So let's just get through here, because this was the other spot. I don't want anybody to see me. I don't want any state troopers to be pulling off and seeing me through here. I'm at 11.26 miles. So I believe this is how we get back in here. Yeah, perfect. All right, so that was those are the areas I questioned. The state troopers coming. Oh, there was the hen again, the rooster. There he was again. He must live there. That's kind of quirky. That rooster is right there. And this end is a little bit different. Like the terrain is a little bit different than back there. What do we have? Well, time of day, almost 2 o'clock. All right, very nice. So this is something not to want to get off my bucket list, but this is something I've been wanting to do, and I did it. And there's a few spots that got me on the way out, a few on the way back. I think the part north of the ranger station is probably more fun in a way, right? Just feels safer for some reason, I don't know why. Safer as illegally, I'm not going to get in trouble, although it's still illegal for bikers. Yeah, so yeah, this good old cross-country bike. Good old cross-country bike. It's really, I was telling George, back to George again, it's like the gravel bikes you see that have the straight handlebars, at least in the specialized world. You know, they're bicycles. They have, you know, diverge with the drop bars, and they have, you know, gravel. They have cross-country bikes like me and mountain bikes. But between the gravel bike and this cross-country bike, they have a gravel bike with straight handlebars. You know, like the mountain bike handlebars. But on that people don't realize is the frame is different than the gravel bike with the drop handlebars. The frame is different than that. It's more like what I have here, right? So not only do you just have, you know, straight flat handlebars, the frame changed. So I thought about, oh, that's, as soon as I saw that bike, that's the gravel bike I wanted. But it's like taking this bike here and putting skinny tires on it, almost. And this bike's probably lighter because it's a really good bike. And did I get over this coming out? Yeah, over here. So that's what that would be. And I bought this bike, you know, partly because I could ride the gravel trails with, you know, my friends. Then I realized that I want a gravel bike, you know, and the fact that I was able to sell my my, you know, Venge, my S-Works Venge, that monster, you know, that monster, not time trial bike, but just high-speed, flat riding, that aero, no, not time trial, just that aero bike. That's their aero bike, the Venge. Awesomely aero. With 60mm dish wheels. Crazy. What do we have up here? Like this up here. I can roll down the 2 here, make that nice and soft. That's a bug in my eye. Trying to find me. Take it all in, Rob. You're almost done. Take it all in. Take all the beauty in. This is just cool right there. Coming up like that. I'm getting a little bit further away from the cliffs where the water is. I know there was a spot or two up here that I'm not going to be able to get up in this direction. That's okay. Go right off of that. Lower gear for this. We'll try and get over here. Get over here. Get up here. There we go. Down here. As the brakes off, carry some speed from here. Go right up over that sucker, pull the front wheel up, take advantage of that downhill. So I get on this rock here. There's real good traction on the rocks, like amazing traction. Amazing. I mean, truly. The rubber tire on a rock that's not wet or doesn't have moss on it, traction is it's just impossible to slip your tire. Really good. Whether you're going uphill or downhill. That's why out in Colorado and out in the West, when they ride, you see all that red rock. They're riding the mountain bikes. It doesn't slip. This one, so this I'm not going to wear, but we talked about this coming out. Just too much to try and get over this. Nope. Could be done. Feeling all kinds of cobwebs out here now. All right, so cobwebs mean I'm the only one breaking the trail, but I came out here before. Not many cobwebs, because I'm starting later in the day this year. Not many cobwebs. You know, somebody's been out on the trail, you know, breaking the cobwebs. All right, so I don't know what's coming around the bends here. Just going through these nice and slow. This stuff here, yeah, there's no way. See, there's no way I'm getting up that, because look at the size of that. It's had 3/4 of the height of my tire.